Hello, my name is Alessandro Santirocchi. I am a researcher in psychology at Sapienza University of Rome. In this study, we want to address a question that is highly relevant for our society. Why do some people become more vulnerable to climate change misinformation? And more specifically, what role does political orientation play? Despite the strong scientific consensus on the human causes of climate change, conspiracy theories remain widespread. Some refer that climate change is a hoax, or others argue that scientists manipulate data for ideological or economic reasons. And these narratives can undermine trust in science and weaken support for environmental policy. So, the key question becomes, does political orientation influence not only what people believe, but also what they are exposed to? And to examine this, we conducted a cross-sectional study with 460 Italian participants. We measure political orientation on a classical left-right scale, and we assessed two psychological constructs. First, general conspiracy mentality, and second, a climate-specific conspiracy mentality belief. In addition, we measure both self-reported exposure to widely circulated misinformation statements and belief in those misleading claims. We then tested an hypothesized model to examine how these variables were connected. So, what we found? A more right-wing political orientation predicted strong general conspiracy mentality and stronger climate-related conspiracy belief. Climate-specific conspiracy belief predicted both greater exposure to misinformation and stronger belief in it. And this is the crucial point. Political orientation did not directly predict misinformation belief because its effect was indirect, and it's operated through a climate conspiracy belief. In other words, ideology seems to shape a conspirational worldview, and that worldview influences both what people consider credible and what information they are more likely to encounter in digital environment. What and why does this matter? Probably in the digital environment, shaped by homophily of the network and algorithmic curation, conspiracy belief may act as a filter, guiding both interpretation and information selection. And from a practical perspective, this suggests that intervention should not only correct false claims, but also address deeper conspirational worldview and ideological distrust. To conclude, the vulnerability to climate change misinformation is not about just misinformation itself, but it's about the psychological and ideological lenses through which information is processed. Thank you very much for your attention.